Hello there folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm super excited to walk you through creating the ultimate risk matrix in Power BI. And guess what? It won't cost you a penny. No need for the pricey custom visuals licenses. We're doing it all for free. We're going to take this risk matrix, I found it online, and transform it into a powerful visual using the default matrix visual in Power BI. But before we dive in, do me a favor, smash the subscribe button. This way you'll stay in the loop for awesome business intelligence and data science content. Now, grab a cup of coffee, sit back and watch. Okay guys, this is a standard risk matrix that we want to duplicate in Power BI. There is no default visual in Power BI provides such a risk matrix, at least not a free one. Today I'll show you how to duplicate this using the default matrix in Power BI. So let's switch to Power BI now. First, let's have a look on the data we have. So this data contains different risks, and we have the consequences or the impact and the likelihood, and both are from 1 to 5. And we have here the text signifying what each number means. And also we have different categories. So we're going to use this data to build our risk matrix. As a start, we're going to use the default risk matrix. So let's add it to the canvas. And let's start by creating the column headers and the row headers for this matrix. So we want to combine the number and the text for likelihood and consequences. And for that, we're going to create a couple of calculated columns. So right click, new column. So first we're going to create the column headers. It's the risk consequence, which is the number, and we separate by a new line and consequence category. Hit commit. And in the same way, we're going to create a new column for the columns header. Here we go. Hit commit. Now let's feed them to the matrix, first with the rows and then with the column headers. Here we go, as expected. And for the values, we're going to count the risks. So we're going to use the reference number here, and instead of sum, we're going to use count. So now we have the skeleton of the matrix. Now let's format it. So go to format. First from general, let's turn off the background shadows and borders if you like. We keep inside the shadows inside, position center. Now let's go to visual. The style, we're going to select none. And for the grids, we're going to have horizontal grids. Select a color, black for example. Again, vertical, same. And for the borders, we're going to start by the column headers here, and we want on the top, the line added at the top, let's convert to black, and left and right. For the rows, we're going to have it to the left, so it adds a line. Let's again convert to black, and bottom. Here we go. And finally, for the values, we're going to have the bottom converted to black again, and right. So that's it. We have added all the borders. Now we can close the grids. Now let's remove the totals, the column subtotals. We don't need them, hide them. Same for the rows subtotals. Here we go. Now one more thing we can do on the grids. From options here, we do the row padding. We can change the row padding, which is the height of each of the rows. Let's, for example, use 15. That's better. Let's close the grids. And for the column headers, let's change the font, make it bold, center and in the middle. And here there's option allows us to turn off auto size. We don't want auto size, we want to size them once manually and maintain the same size always. So we're going to change the size, just drag it to the way you like it, try to make them the same. Here we go. Now we can resize the whole visual accordingly. So now it looks better, it looks like square. Let's close the headers, the column headers. Now for row headers we do the same. Get bold and in the center. Let's close the row headers. Whatever shows here, it's basically the rows header. We can change what we want to see. Let's name it risk matrix. Now let's go back to formatting and we go to values. In values we can make it bigger, 20 for example, and we select font, make it bold, and that's it for values. And now we go to specific column to format the values. Again, values column, we just align it to the center. Now it looks better. Let's actually in the values make it underlined too. Here we go. So we're almost there. The only important thing now, we need to have the background colors for each of the cells here. And for that we're going to use conditional formatting. So we're going to create a measure that will assign a color based on the multiplication of this number by this number. So this by this will be 1, this by this will be 2, and so on. If we look at the standard matrix here, we can see anything 3 and less will be green, anything less than 6 will be yellow, anything less than 12 will be orange, and red is above basically. And this number corresponds to the multiplication of the number in the header and the number in the row. Let's apply this in Power BI through a measure. So now back to Power BI, right click on the table, new measure, and paste. So this measure calculates first the score, multiplies the consequence by the likelihood, and based on the value of the score, if it's less than 3 or equal to 3, it gives green, less or equal to 6 gives yellow, and so on. Just the same way we have seen in the matrix earlier. So those, the colors codes, we're going to use them in the conditional formatting. And just commit. That's it, we have the measure created now. All we need to do is select the matrix, go to format your visual, cell elements, and we'll keep selecting the same series, and we go for background color. Turn it on, click on conditional formatting, and we'll do it through field value, and we look for the measure we just created, color. Click OK. Here we go, we have the colors applied as we wish. And if you notice here in this matrix, we can reverse the order if you want to see the green on the top and so on, but we'll keep it as is. One more thing we can do here, let's add one more matrix to see the risks. So I'll select again the matrix visual, let's place it here, and we just need to feed to it the risk category in the rows and the risk name. Again, let's move it to the rows. Let's expand this, okay, make it bigger, and we can format it from style. Let's select, for example, alternating rows. Yeah, that looks better. So now, as you can see, we have the risks here, the number of risks for each of the cells. We have the total risks here. The nice thing, now everything is interactive. So if I select any of the cells, I can see these 4 risks and under what category they are. So we have here 1 under finance, 3 under safety, and so on. Again, select this one, we'll get the same. There's one thing to notice here with this matrix now. Some cells don't have any background colors. I think you already guessed why we don't have any color here, because simply we don't have data. So we don't have any risk that it is rare and negligible at the same time. So if the conditional formatting doesn't have any value here, it will not be applied. You can't apply conditional formatting if you don't have any data. For this reason, you'll find some cells are empty. So this is one of the limitations we have to live with when you design the matrix this way. However, if you're not happy with the blank cells, don't worry. In the next video, I'll show you another way to create this matrix that will always have a background color for all the cells, and it will work with filters too. So until next video, you can download this file from the description below and try the risk matrix yourself.